Hello, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It is New Year's Eve. Wow. December 31st, y'all. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it, y'all. Let me go ahead and pull you guys up on my computer here real quick. Hope you all are having a great day. Those of you who are watching on the replay, do me a quick favor and go ahead and type in #replay. I am tired, but at first I wasn't going to be on this live, but I started a personal marathon for myself, and I said, you know what? I got to show up even when I feel tired, even when I have a lot going on, which I do. And, you know, after this, I can bring in the new year with my 5 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful children. So hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing New Year's Eve. I hope you guys are sitting down and sort of locking in your goals. I hope you guys are sitting down and praying over your goals and reflecting on your goals and just looking forward to what's ahead. You can't change anything that happened for the year of 2025, but also think of all the amazing things that you've accomplished this year, whether big or small. I think that's so important. We always doom and gloom over the fact that maybe we didn't get close to our goals or what have you. But again, you've gotten through, you learned something, you achieved something this year. I mean, you're still here. And I think that's something that's very important. So if you're new to watching me, my name is Letitia Campbell. I'm a mother of 5 beautiful children, y'all. I've been a full-time entrepreneur now for going on over 8 years. Left the corporate world to be a full-time entrepreneur. I've traveled all over the world and helped thousands of women secure their bag through email marketing. And I'm your #1 email marketing and systems strategist. So today, y'all, is Workflow Wednesday. Yes, Workflow Wednesday, y'all. Listen. I can't say enough. I feel like I want to do a whole series on accountability. I really, really want to do that. I want to do a whole like web series just talking about accountability, because as entrepreneurs, as business owners, whatever you call yourself, whether you're a coach, consultant, service-based business, influencer, agency, network marketer, whatever business you're in, you have to first have accountability, right? You have to have accountability. Somebody type in #accountability in the chat. That is the #1 way on how you're going to reach your goals, right? Because we can't blame the algorithms. We can't blame our team. We can't blame. You are accountable for your business, right? You are accountable for the success of your business. I was telling somebody this earlier today. I said the one way to get results in your business is you got to have accountability, you got to have consistency, and you got to have discipline. Okay? That is so important. Nobody's going to give you better results than what you are actually giving yourself. And that is by far the main thing I want to just wedge into all of my clients, even those of you who are not my clients. I'm going to wedge that in for you guys coming into 2026. So I want to talk about Workflow Wednesday. It's going to really dive into productivity and systems. I'm not the best. I'm not going to say that, you know, as a mother of 5, like I'm the best at the productivity side. Because, you know, I have my days where certain projects take on a lot of my time. And there's times where I need to delegate things. And before I even figure out the fact that I need to delegate things, sometimes I'm already way in. Y'all hear my kids in the background, right? I'm already way into something. But I'm always getting better. And I think that when it comes to your skills, skills are not something that you're born with. It's something that you grow into. It's something that you focus and work on getting better, right? So I want to share 3 things with you guys. First thing is, I'm going to share, like, this first thing I want to share, y'all, is more of a question that I get asked all the time, which is, how do I stay productive as a mother? Right? I always say this. I feel like when I had 1, 2 kids, when I had my son and my daughter, things were a little bit easier to get things done. It's different when you have 5 kids. Y'all, it is different, y'all. It is, each child has their own personality, each child has their own needs, each child is a different age. It's just a lot, right? So how I stay productive as a mom is I always have a to-do list. I call it my running to-do list, right? And I just focus on making sure that I get as much as I can get done with that to-do list earlier in the day, right? So for me, having a to-do list, if I get distracted, or if let's say a teacher calls and say, hey, Miss Campbell, Can you come to a PTA meeting tonight? Or if I also do life insurance as well. So if there's like a life insurance, hey, Therese, if there's a life insurance, business presentation I need to do and what have you, things that sort of get me off my schedule. When I get those things done, I literally go back to my to-do list and just pick up where I left off. So I'm gonna tell y'all honest, I never feel behind. We have to stop saying that word. One of my clients, Shoshana Cuevas, always say, you're never behind, you're always right where you need to be. Right? So I never say that word, I'm behind. I'm not behind. I'm never behind. I'm always right where I need to be. Always right where God needs me to be. And if stuff gets delayed, hey, Ashika, that's my birthday twin. Shout out to the birthday twin. Yes, her and I are both born on December 27th. I'm like her younger sister. Yeah. So I always have a to-do list. Y'all, if I don't have a to-do list, I feel off. Y'all feel that way? Teresa and Ashika, y'all ever feel that way? If you don't write, even if it's 3 things down on a piece of paper, y'all, my to-do list game has came far these past 8+ years. I used to be a planner girl, right? Teresa and Ashika, what did y'all use? I used to spend over $100 on Erin Condren planners way back in the day. I'm talking about when I just left my corporate job, and I would get like the teacher style planner. So that was like $80, and I would get all the stickers, and y'all know back in the day it was that whole planning community trend where you go on YouTube and you see all these ladies just like putting stickers in their planners and making it look all pretty and stuff like that. So I tried to do that and it didn't work out. So I did the physical planner thing for a long time, but I'm telling you guys right now at 43 years old, physical planners just don't work for me. It doesn't, you know what I mean? And I tried to get back into it by going to my local discount store and just getting a generic planner. But for me, like what Therese said, we love our Google Calendar. Therese, I actually started using Keep more, right? I started using Keep more. If you don't know what Keep is, it's attached to the Google Calendar. Those of you who are going to be joining our 5-day challenge, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to do a training on Keep because that's been saving my business when it comes to productivity, right? Ashika said planners and calendars. Yes. Ashika said dry erase board. Yes, I love dry erase boards too. I need to get a new one. The one I have is a little bit smaller. I love my dream, Ashika, and those of you who are watching, is to get a huge dry erase board. I want like a couple of them in my little home office or what have you, and just have it to where I could just literally and one of them is going to be like something that you can't touch or write on. I'm going to be, I would write on it and jot things on it and things like that, but it'd be more of like, sort of like a time lapse or something like that. I don't know. It's in my head. I know what I want to do in my head, but I can't explain it. But I want a huge one that I just continually just keep adding to. There is a company, and Therese, can you tell everyone the name of the company? There is a company that has a planner, right? And it's an amazing company, guys. Like, it's amazing. If you want to really get into planners, I would suggest this one. Teresa's going to put the name of it. There's a company. Hey, Melanie, how are you? There's a company where they have, it's not really a dry erase planner. Like you could write in it and erase it, but it's digital. So if you take your phone and you put it over, it has a QR code on it. It takes all of your notes and put it in and drop it in your Google Drive. I'm telling you right now, if I was to get back into the planner phase, I would definitely get that. I would definitely purchase that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. But Melanie said, I have one on a section of my wall and updated monthly quarter. Yes. Yes. I kind of want something like that, but I don't know, y'all. It's in my head. It's definitely in my head. Hey, Melvin, that's my big brother. As you can say, yep, that's what I got at work, and I need another one in my she shed. You got a she shed, girl? Girl, what you got? You got a little open bar in there? See, if I was to have a she shed, I'm having me a little bar table or something. Can I also add this to y'all? All my females, type in one if you're female, because most of y'all are females. Please schedule your doctor's appointments, y'all. I just went to my doctor's appointment yesterday, child, and he went in on me. Okay, that little Jewish man went in on me. Okay, so I have a lot of appointments coming up. Please, y'all, take care of your health. Before you dive into your business plan and your wealth, all y'all gonna make millions of dollars this year, hundreds of, six figures, seven figures. But we got to make sure early in the first quarter we get our health right. And I'm not talking about losing weight, girl. I'm not saying that, because I like all in me. I like all of this. Okay, I love. What I'm saying is inside, all the silent killers, right? All the things that we push aside and, they creep up as we get older with different illnesses and stuff. Oh my God, Melody. I'm going to read her comment. She said, I tried Trello board and it's too complicated. Therese would tell you, Therese is my assistant. We tried Trello board for years. Okay. Rocketbook. Yes. Y'all got to grab Rocketbook. That's what I was telling y'all about the dry erase planner. It is an amazing company, y'all. And you actually get the pen with your order. It's amazing. You definitely want to try that. We tried the Trello thing, Melody. We tried it personally with client tracking projects and things like that. Then we went over to Monday.com. I don't know if y'all know what Monday.com is. It's a little better. You know what I mean? But child, I'll be honest with y'all. I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also cheap. Okay. That $59 a month, I was like, girl, you can keep that. We don't need, you can keep that, child. It's okay. I don't need that. We ain't getting all the things of that. So for us, we use everything Google. So everything, Keep, Google Calendar, spreadsheets, you name it. So much new stuff in Google that's ridiculous. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm glad, Melody, you maybe just have a flashback, girl, with that whole Trello thing. We try with Trello. And no shade to Trello. Trello is amazing, but it's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And she could say, amen, we stay in agreement with together. That's right. That's it. It's all about staying in agreement. Tree said, yep, as a ma'am frog drinks big screens. Oh, I love that. I love that. So I have to have a to-do list, y'all. I don't see how, if you run a business, I don't care how big or small you think you are, you got to have a to-do list. You just got to jot things down. You got to write things down. You got to time block. You know what I mean? You got to time block. Nothing's going to get done until you block the time. After I'm done with this live, I'm going to get on a call with my business partner. Then after that, I'm going to dive into my entire month of January, making sure I'm blocking out things, how I need to block out things, right? So that's the first thing. People ask me, how do I stay productive as a mother? I'm a mother of 5. Ashika, how many kids y'all have down there? 10? Ashika's my sister-in-law, y'all. They got like 10 kids, and she has a business herself, y'all. Okay. So when you get past that 4-kid mark, you really got to get focused and get your stuff together. So to-do list is important. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about today is business systems that create consistency. Business systems that create consistency. Somebody, I did a poll in one of my groups, and that was one of the selections that people wanted to learn more about in 2026. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the business system that I use that helps me to stay consistent is email marketing. Okay? I'm not going to hold y'all. I always say this all the time. I started, diving into email marketing June of 2016. And I left my corporate job August 11th of 2017. That's how fast the results were for me. Okay? Y'all who have been watching me all these years, I've never stopped working my business. I've never stopped. Some of y'all may have taken breaks. Some of y'all may have went on hiatus. Some of y'all may have got redirected and came back. I've stayed. So I send out more emails than I post. So if I post once a day, I probably sent out maybe 1 to 2 emails that same day. Today, 2 emails went out today. So, and text messages and all the things, that's a whole separate amount, right? Because that all depends on how people respond, and depending on how people respond, and they get different replies back and forth. So I have to say that system has been working for me for the past 8+ years. I'm never going to pivot away from it. I'm never going to stop doing it. It's what works, and it what keeps things consistent, right? I love social media. I love. Many of you have met me on social media. But at the end of the day, guys, if you really want to convert, you got to start to grow that email list. You got to start to keep sending out those emails. You have to. Your audience is not always on here. Your audience is not always getting your notifications. Sometimes we think that because we're entrepreneurs, we're always on social media. So we think sometimes our target audience is always on social media. And that's not true. Social media for our target audience is mainly entertainment and research from them. And once they're not doing that, they're living their lives. And part of that that pattern interruption is definitely sending out emails, right? And sending out SMS. So that way you are getting into their life. People are always checking their emails. People are always checking their text messages and what have you. So that's the only thing I have to say about business and consistency. So y'all share with me in the chat here real quick. Melody, Ashika, Therese, those of you who are on here, what are some of the business systems that you're going to incorporate in your business for 2026? Right? For me, it's definitely hands down. I would have to say if it was anything that's like the top queen that's going to, elevate my business and has always elevated my business has been email marketing. I'm sorry. Even if I post once a day, I'm always sending out emails every day. Like that's always like posting for me is not a priority. Every day I just do it. I put my content out there, but it's the email list that moves me forward. Okay. Another business system that creates consistency is you guys building community. You do that through a Facebook group, through, we actually partnered up with a new system. Those of you who are going to be joining our challenge, I know Melanie, you're in our challenge. We're going to be talking about that a lot. Building your, we're calling it oh my God, I can't remember the name, but we're calling it like something that you're going to build that's going to allow you to have an interest community that's going to, wherever you're offering, they're going to be your target audience to buy. Systems and email marketing. Yes. I love email marketing. I don't know about you. I do. I get very excited about it. I really, 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 really do get excited about email marketing. It's so sad how many people who have a business are not leveraging it as much as it should. That's just what I have to say on that. The third thing, y'all, is daily routines and non-negotiables. My daily routines and my non-negotiables. So here's my daily routines, y'all. I have a morning routine, right? I have an afternoon routine, and I have an evening routine. Okay. I'm not going to dive into what I do for each of those routines because it's a lot, but I have those things in place because it keeps things moving in my household, in my business, and everything else I have going on. I have to have routines. Now, the thing is, sometimes a lot of us break out of routines is because you got to be disciplined. It's hard being disciplined. It's hard. Y'all know it's hard. It's hard being disciplined. And especially when you have a lot going on, especially when you have things that come up. But I promise y'all, the harder you go with being consistent, that's so important. So one of the things I'm going to start doing in 2026, and that's going to start at tomorrow, okay, is I'm going to start waking up at 3 a.m. again. And I know some of y'all looking at me like I'm crazy, but Therese would tell you, when I started to wake up early in the morning where the house was completely quiet, I got way more stuff done. For me, especially the age I am at now, where towards the end of the day, my energy level goes down. I get more things done at the top of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm up before my audience is, I'm up before my clients is, and I'm able to get a lot of things done and just follow up through the afternoon. So yes, I have morning routines, afternoon routines, and evening routines, and I time block like crazy. I time block. I block out time for different things. I put it on my calendar. You know what I'm saying? I live off my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not going to get done. It's not going to be looked at, and it's not going to be considered. So that's my work. That's what it is for Workflow Wednesday. Y'all share in the chat. What are some things that you're going to implement and add on? Because you can make a revenue goal, right? You can make a revenue goal, but your habits and your day-to-day lifestyle has to match that revenue goal. You know what I mean? If you're waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning and you're expecting to make a whole lot of money in 2026, you know what I mean? Or if you're waking up at 11 o'clock in the morning, if you're going to, if you're deciding to, go to bed super duper late, right? And don't wake, however it is, you're not going to, you're always going to be overwhelmed. You're always going to feel behind. Melody said, maybe I need to try getting up early before work, Kate, because by the time I deal with people, what time you have to go to work, Melody? What time you have to physically be at your job? Because by the time I deal with people, at work all day, I'm depleted and I don't go nearly as much done as I would like to. So, true story. I used to work for corporate and I had to be at work by 9 a.m. So I had to wake up at 3 a.m. I always had this thing in my head of, before I work somebody else's business, I'm going to work mine first, right? So I would wake up at 3:30 a.m. and I would just go heavy into my business, and then I will get on the train and head off to work, right? Because some people are lucky. Some people can work their business and do their work at their job, but I worked for housing at the time, years ago in New York. It's New York City. You cannot do that. Like that would get you fired. So I couldn't do that. So I would hit it early. And then once I got home, which honestly, I didn't have time at all to do my business at home, because once I got home, I had to cook, clean, and do all the things for the kids. So here's the thing. You're not going to feel good at first. There was weeks where I would wake up that early and literally feel sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you don't, I used to watch a lot of Russell Brunson back then. I still do now. And he would wake up in the morning and he would just take a cold shower. Like he would take a regular shower, wash up and everything. And then he would go back in and put scorching cold water on, and he would, let the water go down on him. So I did that. And I'm going to start doing that more now, because that does help wake you up. Like, it's your body's just triggered to just wake up and be more alert, right? Tree said, not on calendar, out of sight, out of mind. That's right. She said, I work from home and have to clock in by 8. Okay. Oh, so you're luckier than me. You're luckier than me. I work in a call center environment and people test by my patients. Oh, yes. Let me tell you something. It was time for me to go when that happened, child. Yeah. But yeah, always, since it's 8, just, try to wake up earlier. Try 4 a.m. or something like that. And try to just, go really hard, lock in for about an hour and a half. Work on the top priority, important things. And then you just follow up for the rest of the day. So that's what I did. So when people tell me, oh my God, I'm too busy, I can't work my business because I work a job. I used to work 13, 14-hour days, y'all. I mean, I worked for housing, which was, we housed people who had mental illness. So it was a lot. At my job, honey, people used to throw things at me. They used to talk about my mama. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know my mama. These people are like God rest their soul. I know people with mental illness is real, but it was real. Work, child. There was days I had to be like, listen, this person don't get away from my desk, I want to go to jail today. So it was stressful. It was definitely stressful. It was also rewarding too, because I remember when there was this one lady, oh my gosh, she used to work my nerves every morning. She suffered from schizophrenia, but she died in her room, and I cried. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, you get attached to the patients. You can't help it. Even though they get on your nerves every day, and they can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing about the job. That was, you got very attached to the people because you were in their lives 24/7. But it was stressful. And sometimes the social workers act like the clients. You know what I mean? Like, no shade, but it was like, child, it was a lot. I'm working on my exit plan. Yeah. So for those, have a date. You know what I mean? Have a date. You got to put a date on the calendar. That's what helped me out. I shared my story many times. So back in 2017, I found that I was pregnant with my 4th child back in February of 2017. And I panicked and I said, you know what? I don't want to have her and have to be at a job. So I went live 3 times a day. I just was going in on my business. So you gotta put in the work. You just gotta put in the work. Hold yourself accountable every day. Do a lot of tracking. Work on being around the right people. You know what I used to do, and I still do this now? I would go on YouTube and I would make a whole playlist of a day in the life of people who are millionaires and billionaires. And I would have a whole on YouTube, if you have premium plan, you can make a whole playlist. And I would just watch, listen, in my earpiece all day of just the day in the life. Because as people of color, we don't come from wealth. Y'all agree? Raise your hand if that's you. If you came from wealth, God bless you. But I didn't come from wealth. I didn't have a rich mommy and daddy. I did not have rich grandparents. Right? So I never saw how wealth looked or how people acted who are building wealth. right? Building wealth. So me watching it on YouTube every day set my mind to say, okay, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. So I just need to get out there and do it. And success is not instant, right? Even now, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 8 years. I have not reached my goal yet, right? I'm 8 years in, right? Full-time 8 years in, right? But I know once I get to my 15, 20 year, I'm going to be living a life that they're living, but in my way. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lead up to saying, you know what? I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep staying consistent. I'm going to not let people bother me or annoy me. I'm going to keep praying to God. I'm going to keep asking God to bless everything that I'm doing. I'm going to make sure that I'm aligned with him every day. That's what you have to do all the time. You have to work your brain, right? To make you think nothing but success. Nothing but success. Right? And it's going to shift the people around you. It is. So that's definitely helped me a lot. And still to this day, I have my day in the life playlist where it's so many entrepreneurs on there. Black entrepreneurs, white entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs that are overseas. And I'm just looking at their day. You know, yes, most of them are men, you know, but that's going to shift because there's going to be a lot of us that's going to be doing dating life videos. It's going to be Melanie's going to be next. I'm going to be next. Teresa's going to be next. Ashika's going to be next. My brother, you know, all of us are going to have that. But mine is just going to be different. My dating life is going to be with the kids and my business and traveling and things like that. So it just makes me in my mind imagine how my dating life would be. I remember there's a gentleman by the name of Brian Swan. Y'all can look him up on YouTube. Just type in Brian Swan, S-W-A-N, and type in after his name, just type in perfect day. And he has a whole video on there that shows you exactly how to create your perfect day. He did that video over 10 years ago. People still watch it to this day. You know, what is your perfect day? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What do you want to do when you wake up in the morning from the time and then the time you go to bed, right? Start imagining those things so your brain, you know, only operates in that. And then when you pray on it, God goes ahead of you. Amen. Don't y'all know that? When you pray on that, God will go ahead of you. Right? He's going to meet you there. But if you don't if you don't set the tone now, today, and get your brain trained, right? It won't happen. You gotta make it happen, right? And it starts up here first, right? So again, y'all, listen. We have a challenge coming up. I know, Melanie, you already signed up. And several of y'all on here already signed up. So listen, how to learn more about the challenge, you have to get inside of our Your Brand, Your Breakthrough Facebook group. Okay? I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. I hope today's conversation has brought y'all value. You know what I'm saying? Got y'all a lot of insight and all the things. So that's what's important, y'all. The ball is about to drop this year. Me and my kids, we're just going to binge out on snacks. Okay? We're going to go to church, but I was like, it's cold outside. I was thinking like all those people in Times Square. I was like, just imagine, instead of them all going to Times Square, they go to church on New Year's Eve, right? And celebrate, you know, I was just telling my business partner about that yesterday. I was like, you know, let's imagine if every year the mayor told us, listen, don't y'all go over there to Times Square. I want everybody in church. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think that's a great way to bring in the new year. If you don't have a church, you can watch online, right? I think that would be awesome. All right, y'all. I just put the link in the chat. Right here in the comments. So y'all can go ahead and click on it and join the group if you're not already inside the group already. All right, y'all. So listen, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Letitia Campbell. And again, I'm your #1 email marketing and systems strategist. And as always, don't forget, get out there and dominate, because it's time to design a life that you, in fact, deserve. Melanie said the flu has hit my house. So we are, there's a strand going around, y'all. Trying to get well before. Yeah, there's a strand. Where you going, Melanie? Oh, yeah, you just said you're going away. Yep. You just said you're going away, sis. Yeah, there is a flu strand going out, and the hardest hitting locations is definitely on like the upper East Coast. So if you're on the upper East Coast, y'all, get your vitamins. Okay, don't Make sure people are not all up in your face. You know how people like to talk now. They're like, oh, girl, back up. You know, I know we're not 6 feet anymore, but at least give me 4 feet. Give me 4. You know what I mean? Yeah. Taking the kids to Disney. Oh, yeah, you told me that. Yeah, girl, if I took all my kids to Disney, which I will, I know it's going to be the tens of thousands of dollars, child. Listen, God bless you, honey. Go hit that Disney, girl. That's amazing. That is amazing. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Well, thank you so much for joining me for Workflow Wednesday. Bye, guys. Happy New Year. Bye, guys.